Right, so we've got the rear assembly here. We've got your indicators, there's the tail light, some bracketry, number plate bracketry, bits and pieces, and over here hanging up is the actual, that's the frame that everything on the back end goes to, but I'm just going to give that another go over. If we wander over here, this was pretty exciting. The stickers arrived from England. So there's the mail they come in, air mail. So that was pretty good. Here's the coin. And this is what you get. So you get the Suzuki Advanced Cooling System stickers. And then you get these are your tank ones, Hyper Sport. GSX-R, they just go on the back. And then the slingshot ones go with them. You get a few different Suzuki ones. That one goes in the front near the windscreen. That's a tank, that's a tank. That one could be the back, that one could be the very back, and that could be the front one. I haven't had a look yet. And there's the big double R's which go on the fairings. So I'm really happy that I've got those, because that means I can rub the other ones out and start getting ready for spraying with knowing that I've got them to go on. Because that was my biggest fear. If I didn't get them and I rub them all off, what am I going to do then? So now I've seen the quality of them, they're really good, so happy days. Alright, as I said, we've been doing a little bit of painting. This is the rear wheel, obviously, sprocket. You'll see that there's a new bearing there, and then down in there is the next one, and then there's one on the other side. That's anyone that hasn't ever seen it, that's what a cush drive looks like. All road bikes have them, some dirt bikes have them, but some don't. So they're just rubber blocks. Yeah, that's what they call a cush drive. If you ever need cush drive rubbers, that's what they are. Alright, so they just one-handed again, that'll just pop back in its spot. So that's all been painted now, that rim obviously. It's looking good. The disc is on it. I've just got to be careful that I don't lose the thing. So there's the other side, and you can see that new bearing there. A little bit of grease come out, but that's alright. Yeah, so that's that rim. The front one is just here below it, which is here, and that's got its discs are fitted to that one as well. Now the rims are just a base white. There's nothing flash about them. There's no pearl, where the tank and a few other bits do have a bit of pearl in them. Hey guys, I had to redo the front. There was a couple of bits I wasn't happy about. This is 1 minute after I finished spraying it. So I basically sanded it all down, got it all flat again, and then went for it. So I put a base coat on it, just a light one, just to fill in the little spots that went down, and then I repainted it white again. Just covered up the bearings obviously. So that's it. That'll be ready in a couple of days. I'll leave it in the sun as much as possible, and then we'll get it back inside and put a tyre on it. Okay guys, just for those who are interested, and I'm not going to get bogged down in guns, but these are just the guns that I use for doing different jobs. So the gun that I was using to do my wheels the other day was this one, which is the GFG Pro Deluxe, and that's a DeVille Biss gun. Most of mine are DeVille Biss guns. I do like them for one reason or another. This is another one that I use for doing a lot of undercoating. It just has a good reg on it. And this one here I use for puttying, or if I have to spray a heavy sort of coat to try and get something smoothed out. They're just average guns, they're not super great. This one here is probably my best gun, which is why I use it for doing clears, and I use it for doing base coats, just to get a nice, it gives a really fine fan, which is, you can, you know, regulate nicely, where some of these are, this one here is a little harder to operate, not as nice, and so is this one, but they do different jobs for me. And that one over the back there I just use for if I need to throw something down onto, you know, just not great stuff, but it's a gravity feed, so where this, no, they're all gravity feeds I've got out. I do have a bottom bowl, depending on where you're spraying, so if you have to get underneath something, you know, and you don't want the paint running out the top if you've got to angle it, so that's why I've got one of those. But these are the guns that I use for doing most of the stuff, especially in a day if you're going to do something where you're going to undercoat, base coat and then clear. I might pull 2 or 3 guns out, so I don't have to keep washing them out straight away, where if I need to, I can just grab the other gun and use it again. So, but yeah, just a real quickie on that one, because I know people are interested in what guns and stuff that other people use. I'm not saying these are the best, but this particular one I really like, and I can get what I call nice work out of it. And I've done cars with it and stuff, so it's not just bikes I do. So cool. Just thought I'd let you know what's going on. Cheers. Alright guys, you can get your paint anywhere, and 90% of paints are pretty good. Painters will tell you that there's differences in paints, the way they go on and so forth. So I use this one, which is called Nippon paint. It's been around for a long time, but it's not that well known, I don't think. They're trying to get it out there more and more. This is just a base white for doing different bits and pieces. And I get mine from a place in Cranbourne West called Global Finishes. Nigel and Adrian down there, really nice guys, and they know what they're doing. So I just dropped a part off to them this morning and said to him, match it up for me and I'll pick it up whenever it's ready. He said he'd give me a call, which he will. And I just know when I go and get it, it's going to be right, so I don't have to second guess myself. And this particular paint, for some reason, goes on quite good. You don't need quite as much, you need a little bit more thinners, which means the paint's a little bit more pigment rich. So it just, I don't know, it seems to go really well. I use a pretty good gun, not the absolute best you can buy, but a pretty good gun. So there you go, that's what we're up to so far. We'll push on and we'll show you a little bit more, obviously, as we go through. The bike's just sitting here as normal, still suspended. That doesn't look much different, even though I have fixed that into place. The battery tray's in there for good. These side covers, that one's not. That's the back panel and the fuse box there. So that's what I was up to next. So we'll get onto it. We'll let you know later on what's going on. Cheers. Okay, I've stripped down all the handlebar assembly. This here it's like a clear anodise. It's coloured over the years. I'm in two minds whether to take it off, re-clear them and do it again, or just clean them and just put them back on. So I'll have another think about that, and then I'll see. They're not bad, and you don't see a lot of it because they sit underneath the stalk, under the head stem. But I'll see how I go. Those grips, these aren't too bad. There's one here, it's got a little piece there out of it. But other than that, they're not too bad. These I'm looking at replacing. They're not necessarily fully scratched up, and I can polish them out. But this part, that rubber, that's actual seized, that bit. But anyway, we'll figure it out. And that one's chewed up. These are the things you get. You can't worry about them too much. You just got to either replace them or work around them. I can make those if I want to. We'll see how energetic I feel. So, and the other thing is, here's the headlight for it. I've cleaned all the base up. So they're all, just a little bit more cleaning in there, but I've cleaned all these up, softened the rubbers up again. There's a little piece I've got to put across there, which was not the same material, it's different. So that's not a big deal. You can see that one's just torn a bit. So I'll get some material and replace that. But the headlight's pretty much ready to go. And the other day I was talking to you about this back section. So the back section is pretty much, it's sort of semi-bolted in now. I've got all the bits and pieces on it. I bolted this in the other day, so I know that's not going to fall out again like it did the other day on you. Yeah, so that's that part of it coming along. Other than that, it hasn't really changed much, but it will change quickly once I get to the stage where I need to start assembling body panels, because to do that you've got to have everything else put in. So that's it. We'll catch you later.